Aloha everyone. We're so excited to have everyone here with us today. We wanted to take this time to welcome you to Hawaii Technology Academy's Class of 2026 Commencement Exercises. Today we will honor and celebrate HTA's 182 members of the Class of 2026. My name is Ashley Bruno, Class of 2027, and I am Kylie Wheeler, also the Class of 2027. We are honored to serve as your headsmen today. Before we begin, we would like everyone to please take a moment to silence your cell phones at this time. We would also like to ask that you remain seated throughout the ceremony to ensure the best experience for everyone joining us today. Thank you. Now that we got all of that out of the way, let's begin this celebration. If you could all please stand. It is our honor to present to you Hawaii Technology Academy's graduating class of 2026. We would now like to bring to the stage seniors Helena Moesco and Sandra Carmen Domingo. They will lead us in the singing of the national anthem and Hawaii Pono. If you are not already standing, please do so at this time.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam? o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Hawaii pono I nana I komo I kalani ali ke ali makualani e kamehameha na kawae pale me kaihe makualani e kamehameha na kawae pale me kaihe.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Helena and Zandra Carmen. You may all be seated. We would now like to introduce HTA's Executive Director, Matthew Zatillo, to welcome us all in today.
Okay, aloha and welcome to all our families, friends, and faculty joining us tonight. To our graduating class of 2026, 182 strong. This is your moment. You did it. Make some noise, everybody. Okay, that's my favorite part of my talk. Each year, I open this celebration with a few words for our graduates. And to be honest, it's getting harder every year to come up with new material. And so this year, I wanted to lean on some words of wisdom that are much older and quite frankly, much better than mine. And this year, we had a practice on our leadership team where we started to introduce an olelo no'eau for each meeting. These are Hawaiian words of wisdom passed down across generations. And the intention for us was to better ground ourselves in the work we do in this special place and to honor the kupuna and the generations that came before us. So today, graduates, I wanted to share the one I've chosen for you. And it reads, Ulu kalala I ke kumu. And the translation is, the branches grow because of the trunk. And maybe it's because on a personal note, my stepdaughter just had our first grandbaby, and so now I'm officially a papa, which I'm still struggling with that. Or maybe it's because I'm turning 50 this year. Yes! Which I keep telling myself is not the start of my midlife crisis, but you can ask my wife, because she might know. Or most likely, it's because these milestones have me thinking a lot about generations and about the people who came before us and about the people who lifted us, taught us, believed in us. And graduates, in this olelo no'eau, you are the lala, you are the branches, but you did not get here on your own. You grew because of a kumu, a trunk, a foundation, a source. And as we know, kumu also means teacher. So think about that. The trunk that holds you up and the teacher who shapes you, it's the same word. And because they're often the same people. They're your parents, they're your family, they're your friends, they're your mentors. The teachers, many of whom are sitting out in the audience in front of you tonight. And of course your kupuna, those still here and those who came before. And yes, HTA is now part of your kumu too. And we feel privileged to be part of that trunk that helped you grow into the branches you are today. So now, as you step into what's next, remember, you are part of this tree. And someday, likely sooner than you think, if not already, you will be the trunk for someone else, their kumu. That's how generations carry forward. So go grow, reach, branch out in directions that have yet to be imagined, but know that we are here, rooted and cheering you on. So congratulations, class of 2026. We're super proud of you, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Mr. Zatello. We would now like to welcome our 2026 staff speaker, Mr. Akash Shah. Mr. Shah has worn many hats here at HTA, but currently serves as our Director of Career-Based Learning. We are happy to have him here with us today.
Can we get another round of applause for Mr. Zatello? It's funny because we kind of have opposite messages, so you're going to have to find some truth in between here. Aloha Hawaii Technology Academy Class of 2026. Congratulations. But before I get into anything, let me introduce myself. My name is Mr. Shah, and I've served HTA for about 6-7 years. And over the course of my 18-year teaching career, I've taught English and I've taught math. And every time I tell people that, I get the same response. Wait, aren't those so different? And here's what I've come to believe. English and math are not different at all. They're both languages. Math is a language for describing the universe, every theorem a sentence, every equation a paragraph. English is a language for describing humanity, every story a hypothesis, every poem a proof. They're not strangers, they're cousins. And the bridge between them is the same thing that connects every human being who has ever lived, language itself. So you see, I love languages. I love the way a single word can carry centuries of history. I love the way every generation gets handed the language of the one before it, and brilliantly, maybe even mischievously, remakes it into something of their own. Which brings me to a confession. I know Mr. Z is turning 50, but I'm about to turn 40. And one of the unspoken curses of getting older is that the language of the young begins to drift further and further away from us. You start saying things like, back in my day, without irony. You start to feel like the world is being narrated in a frequency your ears can't quite tune to. So I made a decision. If language is the bridge, then I'm going to walk it. Because I refuse to be one more unk who shakes his head and mutters, they don't even speak English anymore. So with your permission, and a deep breath, I'd like to deliver the next minute of this speech to you in your own tongue. I know we've had some amazing staff speakers over the past few years. Shout out to Ms. Francis, Mr. Helt, Mr. Schalk, and this is my attempt to outmog them. All right, class of 2026, let's lock in for a minute. No cap. The adults in this room are looking at you, and some of them, low-key, think your generation is cooked. They hear you say skibbity and Riz and Ohio, and they're like, bruh, this is mid. They think you're NPCs. They think you've got negative aura. But FR, they are so delulu, because what you speak is not brain rot. Slay, that's violence as a metaphor for excellence. Bussin', flavor literally bursting off the tongue. No cap, a hat standing in for a lie. Ate and left no crumbs, domination through consumption. Main character energy, the entire theory of narrative in just 3 words. That's not nothing, that's poetry in motion. So when somebody tells you you're less than, that you're mid, that you can't cook, side-eye them. Ghost them. And go be the most goated version of yourselves. Because you are not the L generation. Low-kenually, Y'all are so T. Clock it. Now, was that cringe? Definitely. Was it so chopped? Probably. But I want you to hear me clearly now when I switch back to the language your parents grew up with. Every generation gets told they are the broken one. Every generation gets told their words are nonsense, their music is noise, their attention long far gone. Mine got told that, your parents got told that, your grandparents got told that. And every single one of those generations went on to build, to invent, to love, to repair, to imagine a world the one before didn't think was possible. You will too. Your language is not broken, your minds are not broken, you are inheriting a complicated world from people who frankly did not always get it right. And you are going to navigate it with words and tools that old unks like me and Mr. Zitello will never fully understand. So whatever anyone tells you about how you speak, how you think, how you dream, hear this. You are not less than anything. You are exactly the generation this moment needs. Congratulations, class of 2026. I'm gonna let you cook.
Oh my gosh. We would now like to bring to the stage HTA's 2026 student speakers, Waipahu campus graduates Emma Maxick and Paella Laurel.
In the wise words of Mr. Shaw, it's time to lock in. Aloha teachers, family, friends, and my fellow graduates. My name is Emma Maxick, and I'm truly honored to stand here and speak today. Graduation is something we have been working toward for years. At the same time, it marks the beginning of a future none of us can fully predict. Every person here took a different path to reach this moment, shaped by challenges, growth, and the experiences that pushed us forward. It's funny, 4 years ago, I was absolutely sure I didn't want to be here at HTA. Blended learning sounded weird. Classes on Zoom sounded terrible. I didn't want to go to a school that wasn't normal. And I made that very clear to my parents. I argued with them every chance I got. On the outside, I probably seemed like a stubborn teenager who thought she knew better. But in reality, I was just scared. Scared of change and of everything I couldn't control. I kept asking myself the same questions. What if I couldn't make friends? What if I failed all my classes? What if I wasn't able to reach the goals I had set for myself? That fear held me back for the first 2 years of high school. I was doing everything right on paper. I had good grades, I was building friendships, I had good relationships with my teachers. Still, something felt off. I didn't feel like I truly belonged, and instead of pushing myself, I stayed where I was comfortable. I convinced myself that just getting by was enough. As you all know, HTA is different. It's not a traditional school, and that is exactly what makes it so impactful. It's a place that doesn't let you settle. Even when you meet the standard, your teachers push you to go further. They see potential in you that you might not even recognize in yourself yet, and they challenge you to reach it. But for me, that push was terrifying at first. I'm the kind of person who likes to have everything planned out, thinking ahead, preparing for every possibility, just to avoid the feeling of not knowing. I thought if I could control the plan, I could avoid the fear. But in my junior year, it finally clicked. I had a teacher who told me something simple that stayed with me. Be comfortable with the uncomfortable. At the time, it sounded more like a threat than encouraging words. I didn't want to be uncomfortable. I liked knowing what to expect. However, after I had the time to process her wisdom, she helped me realize that life rarely follows the detailed scripts we carefully write in our heads. Challenges show up without warning, and while we cannot always control what happens, we can control how we respond. That shift in mindset changed everything. I started saying yes to things that scared me. I joined clubs, stepped into leadership roles I never thought I was capable of, and found ways to give back to the community I now love. Looking back, I can confidently say that coming to HTA was one of the best things that has ever happened to me. Without it, I think I would have stayed exactly where I was, comfortable but not growing. Each of us has faced uncertainty in our own way. Walking into a test, unsure if we studied enough, refreshing Canvas, waiting for a grade to appear, wondering if we were capable of reaching the goals we set. Balancing school, activities, sports, a social life, and responsibilities could feel overwhelming, and doubt definitely showed up more than once. Discomfort isn't something we naturally choose, but growth doesn't happen without it. Progress begins when we step into the unknown and decide to keep going anyway. That is what brought us here. The next chapter of our lives will bring new environments, new expectations, and new challenges. There will be moments that feel uncertain, and that is okay. I really want you to hear me. It is okay not to know what you'll be doing in 5 years. It's okay to not know what you'll be doing next year, or even what you'll have for breakfast tomorrow. Those moments are not signs of failure. They are proof that we are growing, learning, and finding our place in the world. Think about everything it took to get here. The long days, the difficult assignments, the times when motivation felt out of reach. The friendships we built, the support we gave each other, and the small victories that kept all of us moving forward. All of it shaped who we are today. As we step into what comes next, we are not only carrying what we have learned about ourselves, but also what it means to be an HTA student. We have learned how to adapt, how to face uncertainty, and how to grow beyond what feels comfortable. Now we can be that person for someone else, to encourage others to take a chance, to help them move past their doubts, and to show them that uncertainty is not something to fear. Being an HTA student means standing out, embracing the unknown, and continuing forward even when the path is unclear. It also means understanding that we are never doing it alone. As you walk across this stage, hold on to the growth, the resilience, and the proof that you are capable of more than what you once believed in. The future isn't fully written, and that's not something to fear. It's something to step into. It is an opportunity to grow, to create, and to discover who you are becoming. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2026.
Sorry, I gotta pull up my notes. Okay. Oof. I was gonna try and imagine you all naked, as they say, but that's really, really weird, so I'm not gonna do that. Could my Ohana please raise their hands, just so I can see where you are? Perfect. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Kyla Laurel, and I am a K-12 graduate of HTA. First, Thank you. Oh, stop. You guys are too tired. Keep going. That was good. First, I'd like to start by recognizing my family and support system for being here today. My sisters, my brothers, my dad, my Auntie Scarlett, and my Hanai families, thank you so much for the ways you supported me, encouraged me, and loved me through everything. I wouldn't be standing here today if it weren't for you all. I also want to recognize someone very, very important to me. My mom, Carol Laurel, who unfortunately couldn't be here today, but is still part of everything that I carry forward. When I think about what high school has meant to me, I always end up back in my freshman year. During my first semester, my mother became terminally ill after a long battle with breast cancer. She had been fighting for a long time with everything she had, holding on to her faith, her independence, and her family all at once. But by my second semester, on January 20th, 2023, her battle ended when she passed away. 3 days later, I went back to school with a bleeding heart. I told myself I was okay, but really I was just trying to keep up with things that suddenly felt much, much harder to carry. Somewhere along the way, school started to feel connected to her. If I stayed on top of my work, stayed consistent, stayed ahead, then I was still somehow close to her. So I kept moving. I stayed busy, stayed studying, and gradually that pace started to take up a lot more space in my life than I had realized. Over time, I found myself constantly exhausted. I stopped noticing when I needed rest and balance. I stopped noticing myself beneath all the weight I was putting on my shoulders. But there was a voice that kept pushing me forward during that time. I associated that voice with my mom, like it was coming from a place of care and guidance. So I followed it, even when it escalated into something I couldn't really slow down anymore. As time passed, life began to quiet down a little, and in that quieter space, I started noticing how I was still holding on to her in the small ways. Like the weather, small coincidences, or certain patterns in my everyday life that didn't mean anything logically, but still felt meaningful to me and only me. And for a while, that way of seeing things helped. It softened everything and made the world feel less empty. My junior year was when I reached clarity. I began to understand that what I was seeing wasn't truly her in those moments. It was just me trying to make sense of loss in a way that I could live with. And the voice I had been following started to feel a bit different too. Less like something outside of me and more like an old self-portrait, crumpled by everything that I had been carrying for a long, long time. And once I realized that, nothing dramatic really changed. Everything just became really, really real. Because if it wasn't her voice guiding me, then I had to start learning the sound of my own. And figuring out how to do that, how to keep moving and pursuing in a way that feels chosen for myself instead of forced, is what high school has really been for me. There's a book called The Little Prince, which my mom showed me before I had ever read it in school. And in it, the Little Prince says that the stars are beautiful because of a flower that cannot be seen. It took me a long time to realize that nothing in life has to be faced with singularity. I'll never know the proud face of my mom watching me walk across this stage, but I find peace in knowing that I carry her with me every day. In the form of the people who truly helped shape me into who I am. Sierra, Bubba, Nikki, and Keone. My siblings have been my guide and reason throughout high school. And in them, I see the most irreplaceable parts of my mom. Her strength, her voice, her dedication, and her kindness. And because of that, I've never really walked alone in life. So what we give our time to, and what we continue to show up for, that's what ends up shaping us. Not because it was easy, but because it mattered enough for us to stick with it. And I believe high school works in a very similar way. It isn't only about classes or grades or what comes next for us. It's about everything we go through while we're here, and how we learn to carry ourselves through it, how we grow through difficulty, and how we keep moving even when things feel heavy in ways we can't always explain. So before I close, I'd like to ask everyone here to please think of someone who has shaped you, someone you're grateful for, whether they're here today or not. And just let the memories you have with them softly return to you. Allow yourself to take it easy. Allow yourself to live. And if all else fails, make your own choices for your own lives. And if all else fails, let those memories be the thing that continues to push you forward towards your new beginnings. Thank you.
Oh my. Thank you, Emma and Kaela. We would now like to welcome Director of Academics Tracy Sullivan and Executive Director Matthew Zatello for the conference of diplomas. Mrs. Sullivan and Mr. Zatello will be joined by each campus director and their senior advisors.
During the awarding of diplomas, we kindly ask that you remain seated. A photo of each student will be taken while receiving their diploma. We promise to make these photos available once they are ready.
Emilia Bello. Sasha Cambra. Layla Collado Hagerfeld. Kaylin Damas. Kikile Gakayan. Chloe Garcia. Maximilian German. Cameron Henry. Sophie Lefebvre. Kea Lieto. Paradise Paharian. Jan Cedeno. Juliet Ramos Verduzco. Janissa Marie Raymond. Shayna Silva. Jessica Toledo. This student has been with HTA since kindergarten, Ren Yahata.
Aaron Adams. Dylan Agao. Brayden Barron. Tanner Brown. Zayani Cabreros. Kalea Kamaka Medeiros. Nainoa Lambert. This next student has been with Hawaii Technology Academy since kindergarten, Tatiana Lewis. Zeichlin Molina Ferreira. Jackson Navarro. Ryan Neville. Ariel Olmos. Tiara Orto Kashima. Seiden Pasatiempo. Nathaniel James Ramos. Ariana Sloan. Dylan Uehara. Luke Walters.
This student has been with HTA since kindergarten. Terrence Kalima Davis. Maya Angel Digman. Brianna Duarte. JL Hip. Kylie Sykes. Micah Beck Chung. Dashel Brenner. Jordan Estebilio. Sean Gettleman. Noah Hostler. Michaela Illivan. Brendan Jacobs. Isaiah Kaipo. James Lowson. Haley McQueen. Viviana Otis. Keikoa Nui Kui Kapono Hawatat Newberg. Mossy Simpson Meshuga. Jadalyn Valentin. Ezekiel Wong.
Ari Acosta. Sibanello Anderson. Michaela Banishon. Ella Badaluco. Lily Miranda Corpuz. Cedric Crampton Naba. Eliana Krim. Jaron Fox. McKenna Gorman. Lele Hayward. Camden Hernandez. Haley Hernandez. Maya Lambert. Marcus Lehman. Rhett Leonard. Kainalu Listman. Joshua Martin. Finn Matsuoka. Charles Koapaka Reiko. Nathan Schmaling. Naya Spint. Aaliyah Springer. Zachary Zhang.
Kieran Oberlin. Zayden Awai. The student has been with HTA since kindergarten. Connor Shane. Janisa Griffin. Isabella Harkers. Ilionu Topa Ha'ahawaola. Summer Larson. Allison Mann. Cameron Wanda. Kyalyn Nunes Vieira.
Alexandria Pompa. Jaden Kyle. Kama Naopa'a Stella. Kamale Taylor. Isaiah Thomas. Azaria West.
All right, Rita Baluka. Mason Cataluna. Xandra Carmen Domingo. Jasleen Gamatera. Isaiah Grundy. Micah Harada. Kupa'a Kanayakua. Vanessa Kovalian. Jack Hoffman. Aiden Matt. Casey Miyahira. Cody Nakabayashi. Valerie Jane Yosef. Santiago Padilla. Jaden Parker. Novia Kihana. Kiana Sore. Connor Bertel. Earl Jaden Concha. Liliana Crowley. DeMello. Feder Anthony Gildon. Nathaniel Flores. Caroline Goebel. Jordan Emmett. Weston Kaneshiro. Teru Matsumiya. Amaya Morales. Evan Palakiko. Shan Sato. Natalie Shimizu. Lena Simonin. Samantha Suman. Hayden Kanaki.
Isabel Bronson. Ezekiel Isaac Umgardner. Caleb Cole. Jasmine Cox. Jack Cunningham. Embry Raphael Tuzalao. Nalu Fujimoto. Gemma Shinju Daz. Addison Getz. Kingston Yosua. Chloe Lariosa. Sammy Librado Liddell III. Helena Tuarumu Kuiakealoha Mafua. Javen Montero. Vincent Salvador Giovanni Na. Ziandri Ortiz. Amalia Salima. Natalie Schultz. Andrew Shady.
Bradley Namba. Leah Oyabu. Jayla Villuan. Kai Yak.
Emma Baxter. Elise Burgoyne. Kingston Coleman. Josie Draper. Arena Seba. Amaya Hernandez. Adriana Hunt. Cosette Kaminsky. This next student has been with HTA since kindergarten. Kaela Laura. Brody Lettery. Lemasiopo Taufa'aso Mafa Tene Elu. Sorry, sweetheart. Shayna McElhaney. Victoria Muefu. Eliana Nixon. Sydney Autumn Perry. Congratulations. Trayson Young. Graduates, please rise. Take your tassel in your right hand and very, very proudly move it to the left. It is my personal honor to officially announce the students standing before me, high school graduates. Will you all please stand and join us in congratulating Hawaii Technology Academy's class of 2026.
Thank you for joining us at HTA's 16th annual commencement exercises. As the class of 2026 exits the concert hall, we ask that you please remain in your seats. Families may then meet their graduates on the outside lawn area according to the first initial of their last name. Please refer to the lay ceremony map included in our digital program. Congratulations, class of 2026!